Happy This Is Real Life Thursday, you guys. I'm Gervais, the founder of Shiny Happy Human, and if you're new here, I'm starting a movement to help mothers reclaim their pre-baby identities. And to do that, we need lots of tips and tricks and tools. And so that's why I'm coming to you live today with today's topic, which is how to discern between fear and your intuition that just might be saying, no, I don't want to do something. So last week our video was on how to happily disappoint people, and if you haven't watched that, I would go back and watch that first, because we talk about the difference between saying no to something that feels heavy and assessing, does this feel light or heavy? Do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? And giving you some coaching to help you say no more easily to things that feel heavy. But this week is a little different. Excuse me, a little different, because sometimes we want to say no to something because we're just scared, because there's just a lot of fear there, and fear is so natural. It's our body trying to protect us. It's not our body, our mind usually trying to protect us from something it deems unsafe. But lots of times it just feels unsafe because it's new and different, and it might actually be safe. And then I want you to know the difference between I'm scared to do this, so I'm going to say no, and intuitively, like, I just don't want to do this. So to give you an example, set some context, I have a friend of mine who was considering going on a baby-free trip with her husband for 5 days. And we were talking it over, and I could tell the choice felt light. Like, intuitively, like, she wanted to go. She felt like it would be okay, but there was a lot of fear around it. And so she and her husband were both really considering not going on this trip because of fear. And so the 3 things we talked through and the resources I want to give you today, and by the way, if this is helpful for you, I created a free little worksheet for you to download to go through the exercise on your own. The link is below. You can download that and work through whatever your scenario is, if it's not traveling or whatever. But anyway, the 3 steps that you can go through to discern, is this fear and can I move through it, is 1, ask yourself, is this a legitimate threat, right? Because fear is like, I'm scared I'm going to die. That's really how we were programmed with fear as cavemen. Obviously, we've evolved. Hello, I have highlights. Like, we're not cavemen anymore. We can work through fear, but we need some help doing it, some guidance. So, is this a legitimate threat? Was the question that we worked through with her. So she's like, what if the plane crashes and my kids are not with me? Or what if something horrible happens to my kids while I'm gone and we need to come home right away? Are those legitimate fears? Yeah, a plane could crash, but like, really, what are the odds of that happening? We're really going to like disaster planning here, right? So really we assess like, these aren't super relevant fears, right? Like, this is like when you're in bed and you're like, what if the house burns down and my kid's on the other side of the house? Are you gonna have your kids sleep in your bed with you every day for the next 20 years because the house might burn down? No, because it's not really a legitimate fear unless you live in like a straw hut somewhere and you're probably not watching this. So anyway, that was the first question. The second step you can take to assess this is try stating just the facts without emotions. So this is really hard for women, especially dramatic ones like me, but just say like, I'd be going on this trip, it would be 5 days. The children would stay with so-and-so, this person would stop by and make sure they are fed, the grocery shopping would be done by so-and-so. I would go here with my husband, we would leave on this day, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So now you're just stating facts without any of the emotion behind it, and it helps you kind of shut fear down, because fear is really strongly tied to emotion. So once this friend and I started talking through just the facts, it was like, okay, this all pans out. There's no reason why this couldn't work out. This sounds like you've planned it out perfectly. And then 3 is, what might be possible if we move through this fear and say yes to this opportunity? So in the case, again, of the friend who was traveling, it was like, she's going to have this amazing trip with her husband that she hasn't had a trip with just him in years, and they're going to be super connected and make these memories, and then they're going to come back to their family and be really like present and grateful, and meanwhile the kids are going to have this super fun adventure with their super fun babysitters, and switch up their normal routine. So there was like a lot of great things that were going to be possible if they moved through this fear. And I think talking through those and registering what those things were made it really easy to say yes to the possibility, to say yes to the opportunity to travel. So those are your three tools, your 3 steps to move through fear, and discern whether it's fear holding you back or your intuition. I hope that is really helpful for you in whatever scenario you're dealing with today. Again, this is not to say you should travel without your kids or you shouldn't. Like, let's not get into that in this Mommy Soul Tribe. It's not about right or wrong or judging. It's just where you're at and what you're dealing with. So if you need some help working through it, download that free worksheet. And if you want to comment below, I'll be answering all the comments. If you are like, I need some spot coaching or help on this. I know everybody's situation is different. And also come and join us in the free Facebook group that is private. You need to be approved, the Mommy Soul Tribe Facebook group. And we talk a lot about this stuff in there. And I'm always giving out little tips and tools and spot coaching for whatever is on your mind that week in that group. So hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. And let's punch fear in the face. All right? Bye, guys. Bye.